Choo, 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 choo. I and I King Dandy crazy. Wow, wow, wow. You're watching MD90. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Nishiu. The curfew.
Well, the nation is still in shock and still coming to terms with the fact that Dandy Crazy is late. So as you can see, Zambia mourns King Dandy Crazy as government pledges to cover his funeral expenses and accident and other accident victims. So as you may be aware, King Dandy Crazy was involved in a road traffic accident in the eve of 2025, New Year's Eve, and most of the people that were on the scene died on the spot in the cars that the truck had hit in. Dandy survived for a couple of days in UTH, and then later he succumbed to the injuries from the accident. And now the nation has been responding to that. The music industry, the film industry, pretty much the arts industry, and including politicians, are still coming to terms with the passing of King Dandy Crazy. So you can see it's a headline in most of the newspapers. That was a Daily Liberation, and this is in the Daily Mail. The nation mourns King Dandy Crazy. Hakainde Chilema pays tribute. Daughter shares pain of losing her dad. So the Daily Nation is referring to a post that King Dandy Crazy's oldest daughter put up to say, "Dad, you accepting your death is a very painful thing, but she will accept God's will in as much as it's a very painful thing, and the fact that he decided to die on the day that one of his daughters was celebrating her birthday, something, a very painful post that she put up expressing herself and her pain of losing her dad. That's what the Daily Nation is referring to there as the daughter shares her story. So King Dandy Crazy has been credited as the man that engineered the new wave of cover belt music hitting Lusaka, because it wasn't easy for cover belt musicians to penetrate the nation and also the capital city. So Dandy Crazy and FM were credited for that, to be like the pioneers of that. And there's an interview that I did with Makitu, which I'm pretty sure you've seen on the channel already. If not, just browse the channel, you see that interview where Makitu describes the journey and what it took, and who Dandy Crazy was like a forerunner with regard to their come up. And the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema, put up a post just when the government had stated to say they were going to get involved in covering the costs and looking after Dandy Crazy the time he was still in hospital and they're still operating on him. He put up a post prior to this, and then a couple of hours later or a day later, when Dandy Crazy passed on the 2nd of January, the Republican president had this to say: "It is with profound sadness and heartfelt sorrow that I learned the passing of Wesley Bambo, fondly known as Dandy Crazy. We extend our deepest condolences to his family and all citizens who cherished and supported his this extraordinary artist. His music and charisma touched far and wide, crossing all boundaries and bringing people together. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family, friends, and countless fans during this difficult time. May his soul rest in eternal peace. We also remember the 4 others who perished in the tragic accident and stand in solidarity with their families during this moment of grief." Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia. So that's the official statement coming from the head of state with regard to the passing of King Dandy Crazy there. Former Republican President also, Edgar Shagalungu, had put up a post prior to this. Let me show you what he had put up. This was the time that Dandy Crazy was still in hospital. So Edgar Shagalungu, this was on the 1st of January. He said, "On behalf of on behalf of my wife Esther, and our entire family, the Patriotic Front Party and the Tose Alliance, I extend my deepest condolences to the families of the tragic loss who lost their loved ones in an unfortunate accident that occurred yesterday evening on the Great North Road between Kawe and Kapirimposhi. We mourn with you and distress and sorrow. I also wish to send my prayers, swift recovery to Wesley Chibambo, also known as King Dandy Crazy. This was the time that Dandy Crazy was in hospital in an intensive care unit before it was announced that he had succumbed to the injuries of the accident. And then later on, Edgar Lungu put up just a couple of hours ago, he says, in fond memory of our music king, my jogging partner, our great artist, RIP Dandy Crazy, Edgar Shabalungu. So he put up a post when he used to do those jogging runs, and Dandy Crazy had joined him as part of that. And that's what Edgar Shagalungu was referring to. So pretty much all sections of society are mourning Dandy Crazy. Mark II had put up this on the day that the Dandy Crazy was announced to have died. So he says, God strengthen us. We need you now more than ever. This was a couple of days later. And then people started circulating to say people should check in on Mark II because he kept quiet after then. And people know the relationship that he had with Dandy Crazy. They were very close, and he made it clear he loved the man. And he credits him as the pioneer of cover band music breaking through the nation. And later today, he put up this, they are telling me just to celebrate his life and the time I spent with him. I think they don't understand. He simply expressed himself to say, people who are telling him to celebrate Dandy Crazy's life, they do not understand the pain that he's going through. And yeah, so that's what's going on. Fred Membe, Ibn Lubinda, and a number of political figures were also at the funeral house signing the book of condolences there. So the Patriotic Front put up these politicians, local celebrities gathered today in Saka South area of the Lai to pay their last respects to music icon, late Wesley Chibambo, popularly known as Dandy Crazy, who succumbed to injuries on the 1st of January 2025 after a fatal accident that left 14 people dead on the spot on New Year's Eve. Then pretty much everyone has been to Dandy Crazy's house, mourning with family, politicians, business people, it's across the board. People have mourned Dandy Crazy. He was a loved man, definitely. So, and Shimba Kambwili has also weighed in. He says, what a sad day. Death has robbed us again. I would like to extend my sincere condolences to the family of Wesley Chibambo. Dandy was a multi-talented individual whose talent knew no boundaries. Dandy's music coupled with his charisma, so he reached the pinnacle of Zambian music. I fondly remember how supportive Dandy was when I used to run a nightclub in Rwansha. He would come and perform for hours on end. Sometimes he would even offer to do a free family show. That was the nature of Dandy. Was one of the good guys. His death has reminded me of my two late brothers who lost their lives in similar circumstances. Dandy will go down in annals of history as a pioneer, pioneered a song that literally changed government. We will miss his charisma, funny character. Go well, King Dandy. Rest in perfect peace, Shimba Kambwili. And then after that post of condolences to Dandy Crazy, then Shimba Kambwili decided to put up a post to address the nation because he's been quiet from the time that he was involved in that road accident that he referred to, where he lost his two brothers. And since then, he has not issued any statement. Pretty much, he's been in mourning and also recovering from the injuries. But as the year started, right after that condolence message to Dandy Crazy, he had a statement to address the nation. So Shimba Kambwili had this to say: "Good morning, brothers and sisters. Please join me in celebrating my birthday. After the tragic and fatal accident that claimed the lives of my two brothers, Mutale and Mwamba, I thank God, our Father, for adding one more year to my life, despite the multiple fractures I sustained. The good news is that I am slowly recovering, though still in pain. The Lord has been very gracious to me, to my children, my lovely wife, Carol. Thank you for your constant love and during this difficult time. I would also like to take this opportunity to apologize to all the Zambians who I might have offended knowingly or unknowingly. My only birthday wish is that you can forgive me. I am only human. May God have mercy on me and forgive my sins. Amen. Shimba Kambwili. So that's an apology coming from Shimba Kambwili to say if he has wronged you and individually or as a nation, please forgive him. He's only human. And that's the only birthday present that you can give him is forgive him as he heals from the accident that he was involved in late last year, 2024. And yeah, so that's the apology coming from Shimba Kambwili. And then news diggers carry this story. What they did to Zambia is not a joke. These monkeys stole Siakalima. So that statement coming from that minister has triggered a number of a large section of society with that reference. So people have reacted to that. This was in the news diggers attributed to that minister Siakalima there. Munia Zulu Rumezi, Member of Parliament, this to say, in 2025, Ngombe is hate speech, but Koro is not, referring to those statements. I'm sure you know what he means by that, but obviously attributed to that. In the news diggers, Emmanuel Mwamba, this is fire Siakalima for calling us monkeys. That's hate speech. Patriotic Front, chairperson for media, in response to that statement from Siakalima, who called a certain section of society, which Emmanuel Mwamba is identifying to say he called us monkeys. That's a fire Siakalima for calling us monkeys. That is hate speech, obviously. Same headline there. And then Shishua responded to that statement from Siakalima. So Shishua wrote, what these cows are doing, Shishua wrote, what these cows are doing to Zambia is no joke. They are stealing the whole country. So that back and forth of those statements. So he was responding to State House Chief Communication Specialist Grace Onamasako says the Education Minister Douglas Siakalima's monkey statement is a non-issue, wondering why some PF members are upset when Minister did not name anyone. He added that people often use words like monkey, rats, cows without anyone getting feelings. So that's a defense that came from State House to say that statement of monkeys they use commonly used, which made Shishua call the current government says these cows are doing what these cows are doing to Zambia is no joke. They are stealing the whole country. So that back and forth in terms of speeches from State House and Shishua and other sections of society. And then opposition plan packed ahead of Petauke by-elections. We may field one candidate. So as you may be aware, in a month's time, in February, there will be by-elections in Petauke and Pambeshe. So it seems like the opposition are having a conversation to host one candidate. Let's see if that will be possible. Though it's an uphill battle, we'll wait and see how that plays out. But I can say that conversation is currently taking place. And then quick fixes, no quick fixes. Our indifference is a real issue affecting Zambia. Is the beginning of our downfall. Hamkale. So the indifference amongst Zambians refers to us in the mass newspaper. Stop insulting Ken Kaunda, United Party for National Development, taught by Hari Kalaba. So that's a statement attributed to Hari Kalaba, ladies and gentlemen. Rest in peace, Dandy Crazy.